Hey, welcome back to another video on the channel guys, and this is the beginning of a new HBMs mod series on my channel. Now in this series I'm gonna cover everything that is energy related, energy producing components, the fuels they use, the dangers of using different reactors in wrong way, XYZ, anything that is energy related I'm gonna try to cover in this series. As there is quite a lot of energy producing components in this mod, it is based around nuclear energy. So in this video, we are going to start from the absolute basic, which is the refinery. As through the refinery, we can extract different liquids like heavy oil, light oil, naphtha, petroleum gas, and with these liquids, we can make other useful fuels, which are very important for the early game. So without any further ado, my guys, let's get straight into this video. So before we can set up our refinery, the very first thing that we are gonna need is to find crude oil which we can pump into a refinery. So in order to find crude oil in your generated world, we are gonna need an oil reservoir detector. And when you right click with the oil reservoir detector, it is gonna show you where oil is in your world. Now I seem to have found some oil which is directly below me. So I'm gonna go down and locate the exact spot where it says oil deposit directly below. Now once you have located this spot, make sure that you mark it in some way and don't forget it. Now what you're gonna need is an oil derrick, and you are also gonna need fluid ducts for crude oil and natural gas, as these are the things that your oil derrick is gonna extract from the world. Now once you have all this, make sure that you also have some sort of energy setup going on, as the oil derrick is gonna require power to run. In my case, I'm gonna use infinite battery for the sake of this tutorial. Now with all these components in my inventory, place down your oil derrick, and this is how it is gonna look. It's a pretty cool looking multi-block structure. And also supply it with power. But don't start the power supply just yet, as we are gonna need to extend some pipes from this oil derrick. So with that done, also make sure that you keep a habit of checking the areas around the first reservoir that you found. There are chances you might find other reservoirs too. So now with this done, let's extend some pipes. The very first pipe that we are gonna take out is the crude oil pipe. So extend it in front of you, or basically in whatever direction your storage tank is gonna be in. And the second pipe is gonna be for natural gas. Now with that done, set up two storage tanks, one for crude oil and one for the natural gas. Okay, so now all of that is done and our storage is all set up. It's now time to start the oil derrick. So let's start supplying it with power. And after some time, depending on how deep the oil reservoir is based on your location, it will start extracting oil. Just like this. You see this animation? This is a sign that oil reservoir has been detected and it is now extracting oil from it. You can double check this by going to your storage tanks, and you will see that now your storage tanks are being full of crude oil and also natural gas. But before we can pump this crude oil into a refinery, we are gonna need some boiler in order to heat this crude oil to 350 degrees Celsius. So take your electric boiler, or if you want to, you can also use the normal boiler, and extend some crude oil pipes in from the storage tanks. And once you do that, place your electric boiler directly in front. You are also gonna need a fluid identifier for the crude oil. And yeah, let me get that real quick. And once you place this fluid identifier, your boiler is all set up and ready to accept crude oil. Just don't forget to turn the storage tanks to output mode. And once you do that, you will see that the electric boiler will start producing hot crude oil. Now with this hot crude oil coming in, it's now time to take this hot crude oil out and into the refinery. So let's get the fluid duct for hot crude oil and let's take it out. But before we do that, let's place our refinery. This is a giant multi-block structure and it also looks pretty damn cool. Now with the refinery set up, extend these pipes into one of the inputs for the refinery. All the sides have inputs and outputs, so don't worry about direction at all. And also the refinery is gonna need power, so make sure you supply the refinery with that. And with power coming in, we are not gonna start the refinery just yet. Now these are the 4 things that your refinery is gonna produce: heavy oil, light oil, naphtha and petroleum gas. All 4 of these have their respective uses, which I'm gonna cover in future videos. So the very first thing that you're gonna need to do is you need to set up 4 different storage tanks for these 4 different liquids. And once you have done that, extend the correct pipes. So let's start the refinery to start producing these liquids in the first place. And once you power it, you can see that our refinery is producing all the respective components. So it's now time to extend these pipes. And once you have done that, your storage setup is complete. And as long as your oil reservoir will have crude oil in it, your refinery will keep on producing. So this was all I had for this video, guys. If you liked it, please smash that like button and also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this in the future. Peace.